Of 5 sisters, and one of those sisters lived to be 100. This is 101? 101. I have it in my notes, it's not in my brain yet. But, you know, this is of great interest to all of us who are her descendants. And there are a million details like that. I hear stories from Claire that I didn't hear from my parents. I hear how Claire hid in the dining room when my father was courting my mother. This is precious. This is irreplaceable.
I had a crush on your father.
Whoa!
And something that's amazing to me is she keeps coming up with stories that I've never heard before. And that was one of them, but maybe I just had not taken it in. It's sort of hard to take in an attractive aunt having a crush on your father. So we're all grateful for the access Claire gives us to the family histories, to how our grandparents came from Europe, how Grandma, thank God, put up with Grandpa, if I'm not mistaken. Is that a fair way to describe it?
Yeah.
The wonderful knishes that Grandma made, I remember them personally. So, family history, a tradition that we all carry on. The second thing I'm particularly thankful for is Claire as a role model. That we look at her and we say, if that's growing older, I can manage that. And the third thing that seems really amazing to me is if Claire were not a blood relative, and if she did not have this vast store of family stories at her fingertips, she'd still be a pleasure to spend time with. She's just a wonderful human being. You call her up on the phone and she's cheerful. And she's interested in everything. And she has stories about everything. I'm not sure when I will see my cousins in this room, when I'll see you again, because I'm on the West Coast. I'll come to the East Coast when I can. But you can be sure that I'm going to be hearing the latest news from Aunt Claire.
These are two very hard acts to follow, but I just wanted to say that for Claire's 85th birthday, her Williamsburg friends made her a party, and we celebrated. And one of the things I was sent out to do was to buy the candles for the cake. And I bought an 8 and a 5. And I took them to the restaurant and handed it to the waiter, who was then to put it on the cake. And he said, "For that lady?" I said, "Yes." He put them on 5 Claire today, because I can't reverse the 9 and the 0. I would be stretching it a little bit. But I'll try it for the 95th. Love you. Happy birthday.
I think I'm loud enough. Just like Colleen, I wrote a poem in honor of Aunt Claire's birthday. But before I read you my poem, I have to tell you about one part of it that you might understand. In 2008, which was 6 years ago, so Aunt Claire was a spry 48/84.
Use the mic.
Use the mic, okay. Before I read the poem that I wrote, I just have to tell you a little background, because this is the part you won't understand otherwise. In 2008, when Obama was running for president the first time, Aunt Claire and my daughter Mia, who's sitting over there, and I were 3 generations at Obama's very first Central Florida fundraising event, which was held in Maitland, where I live. And these things are excruciating. You go and you get searched and you get patted and bags rustle through, and then you stand for hours while the people who gave the big money hang out with the candidate, and then you people who gave the smaller money get a later visit from the county. So we were there for about 3.5 hours. And Aunt Claire was 84. And she was cheerful and enthusiastic throughout. People were fading and wilting. And Aunt Claire was smiling, so happy to meet him. And some people took pity and found her a chair and then let her get to the front of the crowd. But it was an inspiring moment, and it's mentioned in the poem, so I wanted you to know what I was talking about. Okay, the title is Aunt Claire, the Imposter. It can't be true. It can't be so. Not 90 years old. No. Not Claire. Your aunt? So fully engaged, so lively, such fun to talk to. Claire cannot be 90. You must be mistook, or think me a fool or an absolute schnook. That's what my friends said when I told them my plans for this weekend of family and thanks. They thought I was kidding, just playing a game, just pulling their legs, playful yanks. Not one friend could take in that my Aunt Claire, so pretty, so thoughtful, so active, so giving, could be having a 90th birthday already. But I told them, it's shocking, but true. And so, Aunt Claire, it's a pleasure for us all to celebrate the imposter. That's you. And even though you fool everyone when it comes to your age, to your year, in so many ways you're so true, so consistent, reliable, real, and so dear. We prize your smile, so warm, so ready, your love for us all, so sure, so steady, your loyalty to your brothers and sisters, even though they are not here, that you show through kindness and generous gifts to their children through year after year. I love you for your progressive views and showing me the way, for choosing Obama the first of us all, for waiting 3.5 hours in that hotel hall, for being so flexible and making the effort to stay a big part of our world, for gracing us all with your laughter and stories of our family when you were a girl. So keep taking great care of our wonderful you. We expect 10 more good years, you know. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing us the way to stay in the game, wide awake every day. To live a long life that's rich not just in years, not just in months and weeks and days, but is built on memories and laughs galore. If you keep doing that, we will not ask for more.
I'm Aunt Claire's nephew from the other side. We've heard a lot from her side. Now we've got to talk about my side. And I say that kind of jokingly, but kind of seriously. I was fortunate to grow up, unlike her children, seeing her almost every Sunday of my life. She was always the aunt who was beautiful, always the aunt who was sweet and nice, and still is the same way. We converse once a week, either by email, can you imagine? Email, and we talk about on the phone, and she knows everything that's going on, and informs me about everything that's going on with her children, which is kind of interesting and kind of nice. Aunt Claire was the kid. How old were you when, in 1943, 1944?
About
19 years old. So I basically knew her when she was a teenager, when I was 6 and 7, so she was, you know, pretty young. So I've always been around Aunt Claire, always been beautiful, and just as she had a crush on her father, I had a crush on Aunt Claire.
Whoa, whoa!
How could you not? Is there any man in this room who does not have a crush on Claire? Always beautiful and always vivacious.
Now he tells me.
Now I tell you, that's right. And the love hopefully went two ways, both ways, and it still does to this day. Your kids are the most important part of your life, as are your friends, and I hear about it every week, and I'm happy to hear about it. And I'm so happy to share 2 J's with you, and my children are so happy. And just what can I tell you? You were the ant in show business, and it's so great. And the number has nothing to do with anything.
Exactly.
It's you and your friends. And the only thing I'm happy about that number is it gave us an excuse to all be together.
Can I say something?
Please, yes.
He had a crush on you too.
Judy, could we
talking
bring
about-
back forward the mic? Is it possible?
Yeah, just move it. Which way?
No, she meant to the
Walk towards us so everybody's closer to us.
Oh, we can hear.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
The closer the better.
Well, let him speak first.
Follow the mic.
Follow the mic.
We met over to the tables, it's not possible.
But hearing everybody tell their wonderful stories and that wonderful singing group, I couldn't sit. I felt that I had to say a few words because Claire and I go back a few years. And I was thinking of a time, I got to meet Claire, I guess it was 1945, right?
Well, oh yeah, you were back.
I come back from overseas, yes.
Right.
And you and Leo were at that time going together?
Well, Leo left the army in 1943 and didn't come back till 1946.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, well that's,
And that's when we picked up again.
yeah, well I got out in December of 45.
So go on.
Okay.
Leo?
Yeah. Well, my wife and Leo were cousins. And we were having fun at that time, getting started in life. And of course, Leo and Claire married. And I felt I should share this little story because Leo loved it. and when they got married, they went to get in the car, and it was raining. Well, Claire's mother was a very protective mother, and she came out and said, "Leo, you had your brothers." Well, you can understand, Leo had one thought, and her mother had another one. And I felt I'd give you a little laugh because we laughed about it a good deal. And we were very close friends. We traveled together in those early years after we both were married. And I'm just fortunate to have such a cousin and to share this moment with you.
Thank you. Remember that. You remembered it. Let's see what we can do here.
Thank you. No, I'm not going to sing. No. Sitting here are the four of us, original little group that we had. Judy, Lenore, Claire, and myself. We used to spend money many times, actually money, I don't know what that meant, eating dinner outs, celebrating holidays. We had so much fun. What I love about Claire, she always laughed at all my jokes. And also, late at night, I would get a call from Claire, late at night, I think I have to vent. I had to look that up in the dictionary. And then we spoke for a good hour, late at night, just venting, which I don't know what that means. We were at a birthday party for Claire recently, and somebody passed by and said, she really is 90. I said, but you have to understand, she's had 3 facelifts. That's what a friend is for.
Yes. I just want to say, whatever she said on her side, I said the same thing on my side. I love her. I think she's wonderful. I tell her that very often, and she doesn't believe me. But here it is. We all think the same thing about her, so it must be true. Thank you. Love you, dear. Have many, many more.
We're getting to the end of the road.
This is wonderful. Such a long wire.
Yeah.
Everyone has been saying such nice things about Claire. And she has so much energy. We would go to Costco, Claire and I, and she would say, Judy, can we leave now? I'd say, why? And I am going to be 93. She was the kid on the block. But, so Claire doesn't have that much energy. Oh, you
Especially shopping.
right. Oh, yes. Shopping is not Claire's thing. No, not at all. Oh, but this was for food.
I'm sure she's Jewish, right?
Yes. So anyway, it has been a pleasure knowing Claire. She is a dear, dear friend. And I
Tell a story about me and my energy, or lack of it.
Oh, everyone is snitching tonight.
Your old friend is snitching.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, Claire, I wish you the best.
You're
And,
my inspiration.
oh, I've been told that before. She said I was her inspiration. I am the matriarch of my family, and amongst all my friends, I am the matriarch. How does it feel to be so young? It's been wonderful. May we celebrate many more birthdays together.
Amen.
Yeah.